the amount of people, and not just us little panelverse people, the amount of motherfuckers who actually have influence that will not fuck with Andrew is massive and growing. And that's why you don't be a douche. That's why you have integrity.
I guess we could kind of start near the beginning. I'll probably fast forward some stuff. By the way, what's up with his eyes right here? That's kind of creepy. Pupils are so dilated.
Let's see. Not that. Here we go. So we'll jump back to the very beginning of this stream so that you guys can kind of get a feel for just as sort of an intro. Now, keep in mind, when I joined the panel last night, when I saw Andrew was over there and I ended up joining, I had not seen this beginning. I had no idea that Chaotic Truth was flexing and was kind of pissed at Andrew.
So this Chaotic Truth guy, this is the friend of Rusty, the guy that interviewed Andrew, that Andrew abandoned, you know. So this guy right here is like goes on here to defend his friend.
I don't know what to say. Hang tight for people in the back. Hang tight for me. It's not going to be that long of a monologue. First of all, is my mic sounding good? All right, there we go. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to feel about what happened or transpired.
By the way, this guy could kind of like be a little like sometimes it could take him a while to land his plane, you know? So again, if I fast forward a little bit, that's why.
About an hour ago, I'm going to bring people up in like 15 minutes. Hang tight in the back, guys. Just hang tight for me. Hang tight. Hang tight.
See, like even Dusty's fast forwarding it too.
I do have a life outside of YouTube. Believe it or not. I take the weekend off. And here I go back on YouTube. Late at night. And I have to address a situation that occurred. About a week and a half ago, Rush, who's a dear friend of mine, he's a day one. He's the original day one. Believe it or not. He's the original day one.
I got to point out real quick that's not true.
So yeah, I'm going to fast forward because like I said, it takes this guy a little bit to land the plane. So look.
Said, can you disable something so that his real name doesn't show up? Oh, yeah, man, that's fine. Hey, man, that's fine. I don't know how to fucking do it. So the old lady, she figures it out and she does it for me. To help Rush. Fucking help Rush. Because Andrew is 3 fucking hours late. Crucible, he's 3 motherfucking hours late. And he wants to dictate motherfucking terms. Okay. So he gets his ass up here. He's not on fucking camera. A Rush, yeah, I mean, I gotta admit,
I think right here, this guy is talking about the panel that Andrew comes to explain himself, which, yeah, Andrew's not cammed up. Like, he does show his face to prove that it's Andrew, but then he turns the camera back off. And so he's complaining, oh, why is he not showing his face? Which, like, who cares? Like, who cares if he shows his face or not? You know it's Andrew, right? Like, he showed it's him. So who cares? Like, the first time Andrew came onto my stream, he wasn't cammed up. The show still, the stream did fine. When I posted up the clip, it did fine. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, Rush, and I keep telling him, hey, Rush, you might need to change your venue. I know you work all the time, man, but that background noise, I'm just going to be honest with you, it can be annoying, you know? But Rush is a nice person, man. He's a very nice person, man.
Oh, the guy's name is Rush, not Rusty. Okay, sorry, guys.
And he's always been nice. And he's always been a person you can fucking rely on.
Exactly.
The only thing bad about Rush is that their background noise. Other than that, I mean, Rush is cool. Is Rush a goddamn PhD? Of course not. No, of course he's not. He doesn't even admit to anything like that. Hell, I'm not either. I could be, but I don't give a fuck getting a goddamn PhD. But that wasn't what Andrew was going to do. I'm going to get to that. So the motherfucker calls in. He's not on camera. I'm like, why the fuck is he on camera? He's not on camera. Why the fuck is he on camera? He's a motherfucking content creator. I've seen him around every fucking where. Why the fuck is he on fucking camera?
That's also a power play. For sure.
Power play. What kind of power play? Like, what are you talking about, dude? Yeah, so then Dusty keeps trying to attribute motive to like Andrew, like this is obviously some kind of power play. Well, it says who? It says you? What evidence do you have? By the way, this person right here immediately, because the guy that this guy's friends with is black, that Rush guy. And so obviously right here, this guy has to bring race into it. It kind of seems racist the way Andrew was that rude, because any slight toward a black person, obviously it's due because of racism. It doesn't matter if you're rude to everybody. No, but if it's as soon as you're rude to a black person, obviously it's because you're racist, obviously.
Sure.
But it's not my show. You know, me and Rush, we've been partners since that pandemic. We've been partners since the pandemic.
Can you imagine the contempt? You'd like somebody's been waiting for you for 3 hours and you keep stringing them along and then you show up as Avatar.
Contempt. Showing up as your avatar is contempt now.
I'm thinking, God damn, why the fuck isn't this dude on camera? You can talk about Rush's audio, but you ain't on camera. It's just as annoying when you ain't on camera, motherfucker. He's not on camera. It's a power play.
Yep.
I don't have to be on camera. But for whatever reason, he's not on camera. Hey, man, I'm not even going to speculate why he's not on camera. Don't have to. Because it's not my business. It's not my show. It's his show. It's Rush's show.
Okay, so I guess Andrew wasn't on camera either for the Rush interview, which again, like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, as long as you show yourself maybe for a little bit to prove that it's you, like, or you know, like, obviously also too, people could recognize Andrew's voice, you know? It's not that big of a deal.
Rush is from New York City. Well, I'm not going to tell you exactly where he's from. I know where he's exactly from. Yeah, he doesn't speak that smarty-arty academic language, you know. Oh, yeah, you know, okay, all right, we get it. Rush don't speak that language. Okay, fuck. He don't speak the goddamn academic smarty-arty motherfucking language that we all do. He doesn't use fancy little words. He doesn't use metaphors the way that we.
Little housekeeping real quick. EBT, you owe me no apology. I need to thank you for not deleting that stream. I saw you put it to members only. There was some great shit in there. I thought it was fucking hilarious. No apology necessary. Keep being excellent. Also, I dropped a link a little bit ago to the Cuckable mug. Ooh, there's something in that. I thought this was an empty cup. I'm glad I didn't like bounce that too hard. Ooh. Oh, I bet that's
the Cuckable. That still drives me crazy how he spelled it. He spelled it wrong. Anyway, I'm going to stick up ahead a little bit here.
Racist or bigoted.
I was like, I thought this dude was wearing nail polish at first. I was like, what the hell?
I'm going to stick to Andrew's ass. He's not on camera. He's unprofessional. Then he says, at the 10-minute mark, hey, you know what, buddy? Something. I'm going to paraphrase it. Hey, buddy. You know what, bro? He said, bro. Hey, bro. Your background noise is I can't do it, and you're dumb as a box of rocks. Okay, was Rush's background noise bad? Yes, it was. Rush, you got to fix that goddamn background.
Well, then there you go.
But you're 10 minutes in, bro. I do 10 fucking hour live streams with people smoking weed, drinking alcohol, cursing, stuttering, stammering, cars. Wind, people walking. I do all this stuff for 10 fucking hours. You think that I would go off like that, but I don't. Not in no goddamn 10 minutes. He goes off in 10 minutes on Rush. Then he says, you're dumb as a box of rocks. I just said that. But Andrew, Crucible, whatever the you call yourself, yeah, you may have read a lot of books. Oh man, I read this book and I read that book and this book and book and book. Chapter 7 of this book said this and Piaget said this and
Imagine thinking that's a known. You may be well read, Andrew, but you know what? Shut up. That's what.
And Machiavelli said this in 1644 in Italy. Yeah, you can read all the motherfucking books you want, Andrew. But what you did tonight was disgusting. And I'm going to call you out. If you are so smart, call it.
The thing that he did wrong, and this, if you saw the thumbnail, it says, so the wrong kind of asshole. There's a right kind of asshole and a wrong kind of asshole. I'm the right kind of asshole.
Of course.
Andrew's the wrong kind of asshole.
Oh, of course.
And it's let me not get ahead of how I'm gonna wrap it all together, but I'm gonna shut up. I'm getting ahead of myself.
See, Dusty again trying to compare himself to Andrew, like I'm the right kind of asshole, he's the wrong kind of asshole. Oh, of course, Dusty. Of course, when you're a piece of shit, it's good when you are. When Andrew does something wrong, oh well, it's bad. It's the worst when Andrew does it. But when I do it, it's good.
Yo.
But one thing that I do want to reiterate real quick while I got it, his roll pause is what he said about being a content creator and how he deals with 10 hours of all sorts of things. Chaotic Truth also runs an open panel channel during the day mostly, but his that is part of the gig, right? And if you don't run a channel, you might not recognize that a big part of the job is managing all the seats on the bus and the different people that can come in and try to take those seats, because there's 9 open seats, right? You're driving the bus and you've got 9 seats, and you put the link out and anybody can click it. So you deal with a lot of stuff, and it's your job to keep things moving forward, right? Because if you manage it with too much of an iron fist, then you're going to rapidly shrink the people who want to ride your bus, and you're going to end up with a small, half full echo chamber of the same people every day. If you are too loose with it,
all right, I don't know what he's talking about there. So thank you very much, Flavius, for $20. No one is as big of a arse as me. Stay blessed, y'all. Thank you very much, brother, for the big 20. Very generous of you. Thank you very much.
Don't control the direction enough, then you'll lose control of your bus immediately. And a bigger personality will come and will just decide that they're going to take over. They're going to talk about what they want. They're going to start making noise, or whatever. They're going to bring their agenda into your space if you let them do that. So it's
where are you at? Chicken, waffles, and peanut butter. Try peanut butter sandwich with chili on it. That's random. I mean, I'm down to try it. I guess I'll try it.
If we're doing it right, it's not something that you even notice. Because it's not your job, it's ours. But it is a big part of the job and what you're paying attention to. Now, Andrew doesn't host panels, but he has before. He used to host panels. He used to host call-in debates and all that stuff. So Andrew is quite familiar with managing the seats on the bus. It's not an ignorant mistake. It's a well-informed, intentional intolerance, or
anything you've built with your smart ass. Show me any institution. Show me any nonprofit. Show me any for-profit. Show us what you've built, Andrew, with your smart ass. Show us. Show us your PACs, your PACs. Show us any lobbies. Show us, motherfucker. See, yeah, I get it. I'm going to go back to what I said 5 minutes ago. Yeah, man, you right. Yeah. Is Rush Einstein? No, but neither.
This dude is coping so hard, and it wasn't even his interview. It was his friend's interview, and he's sitting here coping so hard over something that didn't even happen to him.
Neither are you, motherfucker, and neither are me. And the difference between me and you,
And neither are me. I could tell this guy's not really well read when he says things like, and neither are me.
Andrew, is this. I'll admit when I don't know anything, you are trying to be a smarty arty and you're not fucking humble.
What the hell's
You
a
didn't have to
smarty
do that
arty?
to Rush tonight. And Rush has a lot of people backing him. Rush doesn't have enemies. See, there's a lot of content creators with enemies. Now, I will admit we kind of bring that on ourselves sometimes, but here goes a good guy. But you did something really fucking foul today. Don't need any apologies. Don't need you to sit back and I don't even give a fuck if you sit back and, oh man, maybe CT is right and I don't give a fuck. But everybody that was in here tonight earlier saw what you.
Yeah, that's a good point, John Castle. It's hard to tell when people really are upset about Andrew or just name drop because he gets. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. You know, it's like, here's my chance to get clout. Yeah, if I just come on here saying about how Smokey Man bad for screwing over my friend. Yeah, that's a good point. It could be that.
Did and what you did was foul because Rush is a good person. He's a good person.
CT is smart. Yeah.
All of that intelligence, all of that diction, all of that vocabulary, you ain't built a motherfucking thing. You've built nothing. Nobody says, oh man, I rely on Andrew Wilson for a paycheck. Said no fucking body ever. You're just a content creator, motherfucker. You're no different than any other motherfucking body on YouTube. You're no different than me. You're no different than what's that white girl's name? Somebody help me out here. I drank some wine with the pizza earlier tonight. You're no different than that redhead. You ain't no different than any motherfucking body on YouTube, motherfucker. You're a content creator. And the thing is that, listen, bro, I don't know you and I don't need to know you. I don't really give a fuck, to be completely honest with you. But I don't like what you did because Rush is a made person around here. And he'll always be one. He'll always be one. And what you did tonight.
Who the hell is Rush? He's a made person where?
Night was pretty foul. And I'm challenging you.
This just happened recently. Okay, because Dusty just covered this last night. And so I think this happened recently. I think anyway. You know, to be honest, I'm not too sure. I'm assuming it happened recently. But I could be wrong.
I'd love for you to call in. What have you?
So this sort of wraps up, the bulk of his monologue. I did not see this until today. So by the time I joined, I have no idea that this was the thing that was going on. Also, I tagged CT and Andrew in a post earlier about this stream. I do intend to open the panel after I get through this stuff. Right now, though, it's not open panel, but if either of them would like to call in, they're welcome to, of course, because CT does this too. He invites people who he's talking about to defend themselves, right? It's one of those unspoken Playhouse Club rule things that content creators just sort of automatically do, right? You just kind of feel it in the air. It's also exactly the thing that Andrew does not do. He does exactly the opposite, like he did with his last trash talking extravaganza, where he refused to either invite on or join myself. He did want to talk to Sarah. He wanted Sarah to come over because he had 6 people in the thumbnail. I was one of them. Sarah was one of them. I wanted to go address him. He wouldn't have that. He did want to attack the girl, though. He really loves targeting and attacking women.
Dude, that's such weird cope. Like it's such weird cope. In that same trash talk extravaganza, he trash talk on Craig and he trash talk on Brian Shapiro, who are both, biologically men anyway. They're both men and he's talking crap on them. The reason why he wants to talk to Sarah is because the beef is between him and Sarah, you really actually don't have anything to do with this, Dusty, other than you white knighting for Sarah. The only thing that made you involved is that it happened on your stream, I believe, when Sarah was laughing and when you guys were sending the trolls to Rob and stuff. That's the only reason why you're like involved at all. But other than that, like it really doesn't have anything to do with you. You weren't working for Andrew or anything. It was Sarah. So the beef's between them and Sarah. That's why he would have Sarah on. But Sarah doesn't want to talk to Andrew because, oh, well, Andrew has to talk to my dad first. Andrew has to talk to my ex-husband first. Andrew has to talk to Dusty first. And then he could talk to the final boss, the queen of the panelverse, Sarah.
Makes sense why he would fit in pretty well at whatever podcast, but basically nowhere else in life. So that was, that happened and blah, blah. He's got panel going on. At some point, and I haven't watched this whole thing, at some point, let's see, what is this? This is... Andrew shows up. So about 3 hours and 50 minutes. So almost 4 hours.
Oh, is that what he looks like without the hat? Chaotic Truth. He reminds me of freaking Dave Chappelle's character in Nutty Professor.
Into this stream, Andrew decides to grace them with his presence. So I still don't see it then. It's not until hours later. All right, it's not until almost 6 hours into the stream that I show up, but
it's because I want more women in the workforce.
Yeah,
let me,
He's not from the.
Like a liberal or
I think it's nonsense. That's what he. Yes, okay.
what's your views on Gematria?
So now it pivots. This has nothing to do with the whole thing. This whole thing. Now it pivots to where Andrew goes on to this panel here, and this is when he's arguing against Gematria. And then Dusty shows up and pretty much goes, "Oh, well, you stole it from me." And then Andrew goes, "No, you stole it from me, fucker. You stole it from me because of this documentary he did about Bambi Sissy hypnosis or something." Andrew did this film or something like that. And so then Dusty was like, "Wait, what?" And so then it goes into this whole thing where Dusty looked up what Bambi Sissy hypnosis was. And pretty much he's calling Andrew a liar, but he doesn't call it to his face. So he waits till this stream to do it.
all right. So I'm going to bed and I notice that this is happening and I'm kind of going,
I'm going to fast forward a little bit because I just explained to you the premise. So here.
Think it's nonsense, or you're just gonna?
Well, yeah, I can get into it if you'd like. Yeah.
Okay, because it's been here since the Sumerian tablets, so I'm see why it would be nonsense.
Right. Well, hang on. Right now, though, all of you guys are roboting. So is that me then? Or
Yeah,
is
I
this guy
think
roboting for other people?
it might be you, Andrew. Everybody's sound is pretty audible. If you don't mind, quick refresh.
Yeah, hang on.
Thank you.
How do I sound?
You sound good.
Oh yeah, and then Marte, obviously he brings you up, man. I don't know what Dusty and their fascination with like wanting Marte to be a gay corn star. Like they really want Marte to be like a gay corn star. I don't know why. They haven't submitted any evidence. Marte's already admitted what he's done. They claim that there's more to it and that they have this evidence for it. They haven't presented it at all or demonstrated it. They haven't even sent. Like I understand them not wanting to post it on the internet, like on YouTube, because they could get the TOS and stuff. But what about privately? They haven't privately submitted it at all. So, but they really want that to be true for some reason. It's weird.
Albert.
So hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
You
you.
guys
Albert.
Somebody's echoing. I think it's the audio.
Okay, that seems.
No, you sound good. Everyone sounds good, actually, Andrew.
Okay, all right. So diving into this with Gematria, let's just start with this. Are you aware that there's a low form of hypnosis which is utilized by people who are essentially con artists? And just hear me out on this, and then you can give me the criticism. Okay. The low form of hypnosis.
Oh yeah, I mean, I agree.
Hang on. Can I give the view without being interrupted?
Yeah, my bad.
Andrew, thank you. Continue, sir.
Yeah. So anyway, the low form of hypnosis operates this way. You can actually overwhelm a person's brain with information to the point by the time they get past debunking the first point, you've now made 3 new additional claims, and they're not actually able Bro, what is the echo?
Who is that? Yeah, who is that?
I think that's
I hear that too.
yeah, somebody's echoing.
Test. Yeah, someone's echoing.
It's the E-beat guy.
No, it's not me. It's not me. Because I'm
Trying to
Yo,
get
it's
you-
not
okay.
me either.
the Russian at the top.
Sometimes I have
It's not. Let's bring it. I think it's Albert.
All right, I'm going to skip this because they're all talking about, oh, where's that sound coming from? So I'm just going to skip a little bit.
To actually ever get them to stick with one claim, they'll instantly move the goalpost to a brand new claim after you've already given a refutation to the first claim. Now, I'll demonstrate this with you in real time by simply having you give your view on Gematria, having you give me a single claim, and then by the time I'm done refuting that, I think you're going to give me a half a dozen additional claims. That's what I think. But I'm willing to put this to the test right now.
So, I know you didn't get all of it, but pretty much what is it? It's I forgot. Dusty will say it in a little bit, but this form of hypnosis that Gematria is that Andrew is saying, it's pretty much like Gish galloping in hypnosis form. Where pretty much Gematria guys, they'll say a bunch of stuff, and while you're still trying to debunk the first claim, they've already moved on to these other claims, making it hard for you to really debunk anything. Then they'll end it by saying, "But for the rest of this, buy my book if you want to learn more." And then they get you to buy the book to buy more. It's a form of hypnosis. Again, I forgot the name of the hypnosis, but that's what Andrew is basically said right there. And now he wants to demonstrate it.
Sorry, is that it? I think it's just us right now, actually. Where were we on the birth rate thing exactly? Do you remember?
Why is it?
And so CT's on a panel. Whoever's driving this ship, put up some. This guy is not the one who made the question about Gematria. The rest, everyone else is backstage, but they kind of
Just us.
Yeah. So okay.
they spent a few minutes trying to figure out why the two of them are on screen, and then before they bring people back up.
So I'm just here with you. We're just chilling.
Yeah, no, Marte. Yeah, they brought you up out of nowhere. And it's like, dude, what does Marte have to do with this now? He brought me up at 1.2. He didn't really talk about me, but he just brought me up briefly. But still, it's always like, oh, and then he's covering for Marte, and Marte is secretly gay, and they're all secretly they want all of us to just be secretly gay for each other. That's like their big thing. But it's really weird.
Are we back?
So I just joined. Andrew's on his phone. I'm not sure if he knows that I'm there or not, but well, maybe he's on his phone. He's not cammed up, so I assume
I mean, are we going to randomly get taken off the show again? That's kind of goofy.
Andrew, that Gematria foolery.
Real quick, Panelverse, I don't know what the you're going on about. It looks like you need to calm down because I'm not going to go back and try to unravel who you're mad at, but cool your jets, dude.
He's here. If you want to respond to him.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said? Gematria guy?
You want me to make my points about Gematria? Okay.
Well, hang on. Stop. Did you hear what I said first?
Oh, you know what?
I can.
Okay, can you repeat? I just want to.
Now that good call. Thank you. Redeemed. Yes, Rachel was in chat. I forgot about that. And I right after she commented, I left a comment in chat with, I think it was like the two eyeball emoji, right after her comment. And then I didn't see her in chat again after that, actually. Of course, I joined on the panel right after that, but you're probably right. Thank you for that reminder.
Make sure.
If you don't mind,
I just want to make sure.
You're gonna hear what you said.
Yeah, okay. So here's what I think.
No, I definitely heard.
Does Dusty have the same hat in different colors? Okay, no, I don't.
Okay.
I don't think it's exactly the same hat, but it looks very similar. Very similar, just in different colors. Like this is gray and this is black.
Then hang on. Before you get into anything, then repeat back to me what I said. Just what my position is.
You were basically saying that what I perceived of it is that a lower IQ brain cannot grasp many scenarios of numbers, but that doesn't really. That's your.
Okay, I'm a fraud. It's been seen. A Dunno guilt tripping pig. You haven't donated in. Have you ever donated, Panelverse?
Oh yeah, so now he's beefing with the panel. Panelverse just likes to beef with everybody. He even has beef against me, and I've never done anything to the guy. But here, let's get forward a little bit.
I'm about that. So consider that your get out of jail free card.
That's more of a
Also, donate some fucking money. How about that?
I literally said nothing even close to that. Do you want to hear the view again? Do you want to hear the view again?
I don't know why.
Because before we can engage in the debate, you're gonna have to repeat back to me what my view is. Otherwise,
I can repeat exactly.
Okay, so I'm not even asking you. I'm not even asking you to repeat back. So hang on. I'm gonna try again. I'll try again. I think that gematria is a low form of hypnosis, and so what happens is gematria people will make 30 different claims. By the time you make a refutation of the first claim, they've made 30 additional claims. By the time you've repeated the second claim, they've made 30 additional claims. They don't actually stay on a single claim because they can't defend their claims. So if you want to have a debate with me about gematria, I'm happy to do it, but you need to make a single claim at a time and then stick by that claim without making any additional claims until we can get through it. And I think that I can successfully prove that to you, right, that this is likely how you're going to debate this out, is by dish galloping rather than actually engaging with a single claim at a time. Now, can you just paraphrase back to me what I said to you?
All right, so you got that, right? Andrew's, the approach that Andrew, he said he would take a debate, and this is the approach that he wants. And it's because he's accusing gematrians of using hypnosis.
Hey, by the way, I just barely noticed. So if you want to get 3%, if you want 3% off of the Cuckable mug, 3%. Wow, Dusty, what a deal. 3 whole percent. Wow. Ah, you spoil us, Dusty. Anyway, if you want 3% off the Cuckable mug, notice how you get use promo code Rachel. That's kind of weird, right? Who does that? For a whole 3% off.
So that's the best. Keep that in mind. That Andrew thinks that this counterclaim is the best way to defeat gematria.
Dude, this is no. What did you block?
No.
Well, can I ask a question?
I'll answer the question for you. That's what
I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you a fucking question. I asked. I want you to. I just want you to reiterate back to me. All right, then get the fuck out of here.
I was told about this panel, but the link I got was to Rush's channel. I want to get in on this one. I don't know. I don't think I know Rush. Do I know Rush?
Man, let me skip ahead here. Let's see.
And thank you to Puck Elf for donating 1.5 Aussie kangaroo to.
We're watching Dusty cope for a few hours over Andrew. Complain over Andrew. Because again, that's the only entertaining thing that he talks about is Andrew.
Anyways. I appreciate the dono. Now, which fucking tab was I was on?
You feel realize that. That's childish. It sounds like some dude is trying to use.
It's called overload induction hypnosis. It's a really good theory, Andrew. You're welcome.
It is. Well, hang on. Overload induction hypnosis was my thing that you took from me, fucker.
No, where did you learn it
from you?
Where did you learn it?
Overload.
Here, let me slow this back down to normal speed.
Yeah, so then Dusty's about to talk about how, he's the one that introduced Andrew to this whole thing. Thank you very much, Marte, for $5. I do moderate debates every week, fighting Antichrist degens. Dusty holds the male version of The View and gossip panels. We are not the same. Yeah, no, exactly, Marte, exactly. Thank you very much, brother. Keep up the good work, by the way.
Well, hang on. Overload induction hypnosis was my thing that you took from me, fucker.
No, where did you learn it?
From you.
Where did you learn it?
Overload induction hypnosis. I was talking. Hang on. I'll go back and show you my Bambi Sissy Hypno film that I.
Bambi Sissy Hypno film. We'll get to that. But look me in the eyes and let me tell you that if you don't know what that is, you probably just want to wait for me to explain it to you. I did the research for you. It's sort of a blue waffle situation, right? Don't search the word. Look up what a blue waffle is. If you don't know what Bambi Sissy hypnosis is, I'll explain it to you in a little bit. But that was a weird response there, right? So, Andrew, since I know that you're watching, Andrew,
he knew that they were watching. He knew it.
You're probably both of you are in different rooms in your house watching on your own devices. Andrew, what in the do you mean you made a video back in the day on Bambi and how do you say that? Here, let's just see how he said it.
Overload induction hypnosis. I was talking. Hang on. I'll go back and show you my Bambi Sissy Hypno film that I did.
Bambi Sissy Hypno film that he did. I would like to take you up on that offer. Please provide me a link to whatever the it was that you were referencing there, where you think that you, where you're trying to claim that you covered overload induction hypnosis, because you're lying for sure. And here's how I know. Bambi Sissy Hypnosis is it's part of the transitioning process for transes. And there's it's weird as it's a whole world out there of it can be some of it's public and some of it is just audio ASMR, but it basically is training you and hypnotizing you so that to accept your new identity as the other sex. And some of them, like I'm looking at the search. Actually, I can share the search results. That'll be all right. I can't play it for you guys because.
So yeah, that's what this Bambi Sissy hypnosis thing. I didn't know what it was either until watching this, but I guess that's what it is. So now he's calling Andrew a liar. I'm like, well, no, but again, he doesn't really have any proof. He's just claiming that Andrew's lying. He doesn't know that Andrew's lying. And then later, Andrew tells him where to find it. And to Dusty's credit, he actually does try to find it, but it's you can't find it, and even I can't find it either. But he already, because Smokey Man bad, he just like, no, Andrew is lying. He must have stolen it from me because see, when Andrew had the debate, that Gematria debate on Sarah's channel, I went on the after panel and I brought that up, and then after that he used it. To which I'm just saying that, like, well, is that the only Gematria debate Andrew has done? I mean, it could be possible he's done other Gematria debates, or maybe he did learn it for that film he did, the Bambi film that he did, and he just didn't bring it up that debate. That is totally possible, Dusty. But until you have proof that, well, actually he's lying, this doesn't exist or something, you really can't just assert that.
First of all, I don't want to sissify my audience. Right. But it quickly gets perfect, and a woman that is training you to internalize is fucking wild. It's wild. And Andrew, you taught me about a new niche of like sissy trans. It's just the weirdest thing. But it's a really weird topic for you to bring up to prove that you know what overload induction hypnosis is.
Well, it's not that he just brought up a topic. He's saying that it was a part of this film. Okay, that's what he's saying, that during this film, whatever it was, that's where he talks about it. And so that's what he's not just bringing up some random topic.
And here's why: because overload induction hypnosis works by stressing you and overloading you. Training Andrew to accept the fact that he's got a pussy, that is normal induction hypnosis. It relaxes you. Repetition, the spinning. It's not overloading you. You're not. How are you going to get overloaded and stressed out for a sleep hypnosis? The thing doesn't make sense. That's how I fucking know for sure you weren't talking about overload induction hypnosis on whatever the weirdo reference, because it works the opposite of what your sissification hypnosis does. You just got jammed up because I joined the panel, called you for stealing information from me and presenting it as your own, which I don't own information, right? But Andrew's such a piece of shit that I don't know why I would let him claim that he discovered this on his own, when clearly I presented it to him after his own debate, in which he did not reference it at all. And when he got all kind of panicked and defensive, he snitched on himself for being a fucking a tranny weirdo, and jumped to the one type of hypnosis he's most familiar with, which is this stuff.
So wait, so is Andrew trans now? Is that what he's trying to say? Andrew's trans? That Andrew uses this hypnosis on himself to convince himself he's trans? So then why isn't Andrew walking around in a dress? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Also, too, like I said, like, listen, he calls Andrew a piece of, like, why is Andrew a piece of shit? Is it still because he stopped working with your wannabe girlfriend, Sarah? Is that why he's a piece of shit? And it's like I said earlier, let's go ahead and just say, oh yeah, like that's what happened. Andrew heard it from Dusty, and then he just doesn't want to give him any credit for it. Well, first of all, like, it's just like, why would he do that when you call him a piece of shit and you're always trying to troll him?
That's wild. That's wild. I'm gonna hold on. That's worthy of. I should have turned up louder. Hold on. Now he spilled the beans about he snitched on himself for the training thing. This, now keep in mind, this comes on the heels of it getting revealed that Marte, his personal trainer.
This is where he brings up Marte, and it's like, what does Marte have to do with this? This is coming on the heels that his friend Marte,
who doesn't live in the same area as him, but for some reason is his personal trainer. This is after it comes out that Marte is, at least as far as we know, an ex male corn star, and not with women. Right. So right after one of his close connections comes out to be a dude who's been making gay corn in his past. That's where his past is. Here, take a look at this. Take a look at this real quick. Let me share it. This is his personal trainer who he doesn't live in the same area. So, and this is his page, right? Like, you know, Mr. Nipples here. This is the sort of thumbnails this dude has. Can you see this? You can't see my cursor probably. This one that's moving right now. Look at this thumbnail. That's just ass. This man is just average debate aftermath. What the fuck does your ass have to do with it? This, all sorts of shit came out, you know, videos of him jerking it on himself. And he's like, oh, I'm reformed, you know, I found God and I'm not in that world anymore. I speak out against it. But bro, you're still putting up gay shit. You put a picture of your butt on your thumbnail that's supposed to be about a debate. What is the point here? What are you doing?
Well, because the debate was about a bodybuilding, Dusty. So yes, it's going to make sense that Marte, who is a bodybuilder, is going to put up a picture of himself doing poses from bodybuilding, because that's what the debate had to do to deal with. I mean, you could see right here, right next to it, that happened on my channel, debate, bodybuilding contradicts Christian ethics, right here. And it says debate aftermath, meaning the aftermath to this debate. That's why he has a picture of himself flexing on the thumbnail. Now, again, he's calling us gay, right? Like, we're all just gay for each other. We just all want to bang each other. But notice how Dusty, the first thing he does when he looks at this thumbnail is he looks at Marte's ass. Seems pretty gay to me.
What about this one in the top right corner? What is that? What is that face he's making of the thumbnail?
Okay, now his face is okay. Thank you very much, How Long Nate, for $10. Wow, the lack of engagement is heavy tonight, brother. Hit the like, share the stream, and donate to the Go. Hell yeah, Nate. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much for always showing your support too. And also, thank you, King Blackout, for becoming a new member. Remember, with the memberships, you get access to the past live streams. I shout you out when I see you, and you get access to the custom emojis. Thank you very much, brother. Hell yeah. Dusty gay from Marte. Yeah, I think so. That might be what's going on here.
What is that? What is he doing here? Look at that one over there. Goat. Gate. Oh.
Okay, I kind of thought that was funny. Gate.
So Andrew has to go for the bat for this guy because it's come out that Marte is a reformed male ethot, possibly an escort.
What?
There was, a reverse image lookup or AI reverse search of Marte's face. Shout out to EBT that he did. Found some pictures of Marte on escort sites. Now, it is unclear whether or not those were there because Marte was escorting or because, the escort site, pulled his picture from somewhere else. We don't know. I can't prove anything. Of course, he denies that he was an escort, but
yeah, so this is, I guess, part of Dusty being the good asshole, just spreading lies like, oh yeah, he might be a male escort. Oh yeah, he still does gay corn. Oh yeah, he's secretly gay. I guess this is just examples of Dusty being the good asshole, I guess. Dusty, when he says things like this, it's good. But when Andrew shows up late for a 3-hour debate, it's bad. When Andrew doesn't give him credit for for that hypnosis, oh, that's bad. He's a piece of shit. But Dusty is good. He could say people are secretly gay and all this stuff. It's good.
But Andrew, these are the people that Andrew has close ties with now. Since then, he's distanced himself a little bit. Marte has not stopped behaving in an incredibly homosexual manner, and it looks like setting up thirst traps for any Crucible crew members who might be praying that the sin in their closets goes away. But so these are people he has connections with. Also, something that seems to be relevant to the sissy hypno situation.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, I mean, again, he looks at Marte's channel. The first thing it goes on is looking at Marte's ass in that thumbnail. He's like, oh my gosh, how dare Marte tempt me like that?
Is
with these thirst traps. His words, not mine.
Wait for it.
These bitches fucking lie a lot,
Oh, and then here's
especially
this,
about
too.
what they look like, and men don't. In fact, here's what I think. I think that they're not even the fairer sex. I think that if it was the case that women did not engage in these crazy beauty regimes and their Botox and all their bullshit and nonsense, and they were just plain like men were, that men would actually be the fairer sex.
I fucking told you people over almost a year ago these people were closeted gay. This is coming from a bisexual man who's 51% gay. And I'm telling you, I picked it up immediately. I love it. He's coming up, guys. Hold on. As the gay representative on the panel, I'd like to please take it easy on him. He's coming out. He just said that dudes are hot. He did. He said dudes are hot.
He did say dudes. I was thinking the same thing.
So this is the homeless encampment joining in and saying Andrew's gay now because he said that men are actually the fairer sex. Which, again, what Andrew was saying is that, women, in order to look good or even decent, they have to put a bunch of makeup on. They have to wear a certain type of clothing, present themselves a certain way. Where men, we really don't have to do much at all. You know what I mean? That's what he was trying to say, to sum it up. But, of course, Dusty and the homeless encampment are trying to make it like, oh, look, Andrew's gay. He thinks guys are hot. They're really reaching for anything they could get.
That's what I've been saying.
By the way, thank you very much, How Long Nate, for another $10. Is the powdered musty really accusing other people of being gay? Tabloids from the homeless encampment. Yeah, exactly, right? Thank you very much, Nate, and thank you for all your support, brother. Very much appreciated.
In for an hour. We can't stop laughing. I've been trying to tell you people this for months. He's fucking closeted gay. He's like, listen, dudes are hot.
There's a link to that short. Oh yeah, and how could we forget the way that he came to Rob's defense? Rob is my best friend, right? That was a little sus as well.
That was a little sus.
the timeline that we're working with in the last 6 months is hyper protective white knighting for Rob Knorr, who he can't stop talking about as his friend, followed by his other friend, Marte, being revealed as a gay corn star. Andrew defended his friend there too. Did a whole X space with Marte where he's and I haven't listened to it. I can't, there's just been too busy. But so he's up there defending his gay corn star friend for being a gay corn star, and then he does this. Isn't that short that I just dropped? He's talking about how he mentions that dudes are the fair sex. He basically says they are the fair sex. The only reason that women are perceived that way is because they wear makeup. And now, last night, under stress, for stealing my information about induction overload hypnosis, he reaches into his memory for apparently the only type of hypnosis he's actually familiar with, which is training training hypnosis. This is a series of incredibly gay events. Yeah.
So now defending his friend Rob is gay now. Okay, so defending your friend, I guess you'd only defend your friend as if you're gay for him, okay? Like if you want to bang him. Well, if that's the logic, Dusty, is that why you defend Sarah so much? Is that why you're white knighting for Sarah so much? Because you want to bang her? Is that the logic there? That, you could only defend your friend if you want to bang them? Because that's what essentially you're saying. That if Andrew just wants to bang Rob and that's why he's defending them, then by your own logic, your reason why you're defending Sarah is because you want to bang her. By your own logic. So what is it, Dusty? What is it? Can friends platonically defend each other? Or is it always because they want to just bang them?
All right, so let's get back to the interaction from last night. If I can find the tab. I got so many tabs open here.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, just Dusty's just best retort is, well, Andrew's gay. They're all gay. They're all just gay. It's like very intelligent argument there, Dusty.
And don't forget to donate and subscribe. Okay, here we go. Here it is.
It was a short film I did years ago where that's what we talked about.
Where did you learn it?
Overload induction hypnosis. I was talking. Hang on. I'll go back and show you my Bambi Sissy Hypno film that I did. It was a short film I did years.
And again, I would love to see that short film. But keep in mind, this is important too. You're gonna want to know this in about 5 minutes. It's a short film. He says he did a short film on hypnosis.
Bambi Sissy Hypno film that I did. It was a short film I did years ago where that's what we talked about was induction hypnosis.
It's weird that when you talked to Zach Hubbard, you didn't mention it at all until that night when actually later on the panel, I brought it up. It was new information to you. You didn't
because that was not the context of which myself and Zachary Hubbard were debating.
So the debate topic from that night, you can go find it on the Raging Tomato, or as hosted is.
Yeah, so this is where he claims that that it was from that debate. It's funny how nobody's gay when we're all on decent terms with Dusty, but now that he can't grift with us, we're all gay now. What a coincidence. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, I can't grift with you guys. Well, you guys are just all gay. Meanwhile, he's friends with like a little gay guy, that guy that was talking earlier, the one that was calling Andrew gay, the 51% gay guy or whatever. He's friends with that guy. So I don't know.
Is
maybe Dusty's projecting
gematria real or something like that? Basically, Zach's arguing for gematria and Andrew's arguing against it. Andrew's trying to negate that it's real, and so he just said that it wasn't in the context of their discussion. It exactly was, because the prompt for that debate was exactly the same as the question you just got asked by the panelist. Now, during the debate, he didn't mention overload induction hypnosis at all. But when asked now, he went straight there. That's the only thing that he's mentioned. I had this theory, and then you abandon it when you're talking to Hubbard, and now you have it again.
It was not critical to what it was that we were debating. It's fine for me. It's fine. Hang on. But why would I have mentioned induction hypnosis during my Bambi hypno stream then?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
He acts like anybody knows what his Bambi hypnosis stream is. I still don't know what it is, and I've looked for it. I've searched all sorts of parts of the internet that no God-fearing Christian would go to, looking for this receipt, because I try to operate with integrity. This is going to be right. Like, this is going to where I'm going to land this plane at is going to be operating with integrity. I try to operate with as much integrity as as is reasonable, and that includes me doing my own homework to provide the receipt that you offered before I bring it out and accuse you of it. I did look. I fought, and well, he's about to explain more.
Dude, stink recall. I love all these terms for all this stuff, but that's a new one. I like it.
Hypnosis?
I don't even know if that thing exists. You're just saying it does.
Okay, so hang on. So you think I'm lying to you?
I do think that he's lying to me. I thought it then, and I definitely think it even more now.
I didn't make a video on. Hang on. It was episode 2 of Through the Looking Glass, and it's Bambi Bambi sissy hypnosis, and we were.
All right, so I didn't know what episode 2 of Through the Looking Glass meant either, but in one of the search, I included it in some of the searches, and what
let's see. All right, sorry. I totally lost my train of thought. I was going to say something, but I completely forgot. So sorry, guys.
What I found. Oops. This live stream. So this channel.
All right, I'm going to skip ahead, but basically he's showing this is the channel that he thinks it's on. Basically episodes 1, 3, and 4, but episode 2, which Andrew claims it's on, is not on there. So, actually, that's what I was going to say before I had my brain fart. It's funny how Dusty says, yeah, I think he's a liar, and I thought it then. But notice how he didn't call Andrew a liar to his face right there. He didn't go, yeah, I think you're lying. Show me this proof. Where is it at? That could have been right there Dusty's chance to really nail Andrew, right? Show him what a liar he is. But notice he didn't do it because I think Dusty's scared.
He said it was episode 2 of this. Episode 2, I followed the. It's not last night.
I was diving into it and used induction
give me a brief
hypnosis.
description of what that means, because I never heard of that before.
Yeah, so
now listen to how much he's been asked to explain overload induction hypnosis. He keeps shortening it and calling it induction hypnosis, which further tells me that he doesn't understand at all what he's talking about, because hypnosis is the state. Induction is you're being induced. It's what has to happen. All forms of hypnosis include induction. So saying induction hypnosis, it's redundant, right? Overload induction hypnosis, that has meaning. But induction hypnosis as a shorthand, it doesn't mean anything. So, again, not the end of the world, but it could be just sloppy talking. But what I'm gleaning from that is that he doesn't understand the subject matter to avoid using redundant phrases that mean nothing.
Brief description of what that means, because I never heard of that before.
yeah, so here's what's going on. Okay, so oh man, this is.
You want me to
quite
explain it?
So hypnosissification is an online phenomenon in which a bunch of different weirdo content creators use a form of low-tier hypnosis in order to create affirmations for people to transition from being a male to a female.
I already understand it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And they do things like
You want me to explain it? So I think that he was asked about overload induction hypnosis, and he ended up explaining tranny hypnosis.
Hypnosis, and I was diving into it and used induction
give me a
hypnosis.
brief description of what that means, because I never heard of that before.
Yeah, so here's what's going on. Sissy hypnosis, and I was diving.
I don't know. Maybe it's not clear. Maybe I interpreted it wrong, and he was actually asking about the sissification. But the way I took it at the time was that, and I still think that it is likely the case, is that he was being asked about overload induction hypnosis. Regardless,
and
he did not ever explain overload induction hypnosis. He did explain sissy hypnosis.
Can you give me a brief description of what that means, because I never heard of that before.
Yeah. So here's what's going on. Okay. So, oh man, this is.
You want me to
quite
explain it?
Hypnosissification is an online phenomenon in which a bunch of different weirdo content creators use a form of low-tier hypnosis in order to create affirmations for people to transition from being a male to a female.
Yes, I already understand it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And they do things like they'll say things over.
I understand what you're saying.
But what he just described there, so he accurately described sissy hypnosis, right? Affirmations, repetitive phrasing, things like that. It's repetition. What it is not is overload repetition at all. So if he claims that during some podcast he made 3 years ago that he acts like anybody should know about, that he was talking about overload induction hypnosis there, I would like to see that, because he doesn't seem.
Thank you very much, How Long Nate, for $5. Musty and friends passing the same 150 around month after month. Talk about circle jerking. Yeah, I know, right? Thank you very much, Nate. Very generous, very much appreciated.
To know what the overload induction hypnosis is and how it's different from just run-of-the-mill relaxing repetition hypnosis.
Oh, okay, you understand. Okay, well then I get it. Okay.
You don't gotta go no further. I understand. Go ahead.
So anyway, did you want to get into the gematria now? Can you actually make one claim at a time and stick with one claim, or are you going to make 30 claims?
No, that's CM. I think he got booted. It wasn't me. I don't deal with the gematria.
Okay.
So at this point, it's worth me reminding you about the courtesy thing that CT had said earlier in the stream about how there's sort of understood etiquette amongst creators. One of the things that I try to do is not blow up someone else's panel because I joined. And by blow up, I mean not ruin it, right? I am...
All right, blah, blah, blah. I forgot what he talks about here, but let's go up ahead a little bit.
On CT for letting me up at all by coming up and then chasing off his star. At the time, I had no idea that CT was mad at him, and CT is not on panel right now. I figured that.
So now they're going back to CT, the other guy again. The guy who was mad at Andrew for skipping out on his friend's interview. So now he's talking about him again.
Just clapping. He's a guest, and I don't know, whatever. So going to disrespect CT or anybody else by ruining the good thing that they got going on because they're allowing me to be part of it. Right? In hindsight, I wish that I had known at the time that.
Andrew, if you have a question for Andrew, if you may.
By the way, thank you very much, Navy Baby Bree, for $10, showing my support and paying my taxes. Thank you very much appreciated. Hell yeah! Oh, that dono goes almost complete. Thank you very much, guys.
And
I think you stepped out.
Questions to
Albert, you were actually speaking, Andrew. If you may complete, if you may go ahead.
Yeah. So can you hear me better?
Yeah, you're
fine. Well, I don't think they do actually claim that, but let's just but that just lacks that I play in correct emergent.
That particular
nameless conversation. I'm sorry, many choices if one was an emergent choice.
But you're making an appeal to ignorance.
Actually, my point is this: that
you hear that they're having some conversation, they're having their back and forth. I've sat patiently, quiet while he engaged with those people. I feel like I've made the point I wanted to make, at least to Andrew. He understands that. I understand that what's going on. And I'm just patiently waiting for other people to have their exchange.
That's just so many arguments against theism. It's just removing.
I'm fast forwarding because I don't remember this being important, this little part right here. So I'm just skipping forward. because it gets, again, we haven't even reached the wild part where Dusty starts calling Andrew trailer trash, who just got a Beverly Hillbillies essentially, who got money too fast, and he doesn't know proper etiquette or how to treat people. That's like the wildest part of the whole thing. I was like, what is this dude talking about?
Andrew's a whole bit. Oh yeah, you forgot I was here.
Oh yeah.
Answering questions. Do you mind removing the powder Dusty? Hang on. I'm sorry. I forgot Powder Dusty was on the panel. Guys, I don't mind staying here and answering questions. Do you mind removing the Powder Dusty? He's the
base.
Andrew's a whole bit. Oh yeah, you forgot I was here. I'm sure that you couldn't stop thinking about the fact that I was here. I'm sure that it irritates the fuck out of him knowing that he did just make a massive, obvious, logical fallacy in his argument, and he didn't notice it because he was too busy noticing me. But anyways, yeah. So he wants me kicked off.
Yeah, but it's clear Dusty's just there to troll and try to attack Andrew there. He's not there in good faith. So I don't blame Andrew for being like, can you kick off the Powder Dusty?
The panel. He's trying to flex his clout that he claims that I'm chasing. Even though, as I'll say, I exercised poor mic discipline during this interaction. So my mic kind of fades out because my head's moving around. But just a quick reminder for people, what was it, a week ago? I think it was the 22nd. Yeah, so about a week ago, Andrew on his channel did his trash talk extravaganza. On the thumbnail, there were 6 people's faces featured on the thumbnail. One of them was my own. Now, I didn't watch the whole stream. I didn't watch most of the stream. It was actually boring as fuck. I was very disappointed in in that trash performance. But during that time, I'm trying to remember so I say this correctly, because I know that any inaccuracy will be exploited, right? Which is fine. During that stream, at Sasquatch and I were on Sarah's panel. I started my stream and Sarah was streaming at the same time, and so we ended up kind of merging, and we went over.
You know, it's funny. Mr. E probably remembers, but Andrew, no way. Well, you know what's funny is that later on, I don't know if we'll get to it or not, but later on, when Andrew joins the panel talking about that Rush guy, they start talking about Rush, and he's like, "Who the fuck's Rush?" Like, he already forgot about the guy, and so they have to remind him. They're like, and then all of a sudden, of course, they're going to be all like, "Oh my gosh, see, look at what a piece of shit you are. You don't even remember."
There, but I was still streaming on my end, right? So, and we started stream sniping Andrew for a minute, because Sarah was another person who was on the thumbnail. Sarah's on the thumbnail, I'm on the thumbnail, and we're checking in with Andrew to see if he's talking about us yet, because, well, we're the subject matter, at least what he's presented would be the subject matter of that stream. We stream sniped for a little bit. He started stream sniping us. It was really weird and gay and boring. But anyways, that's what happened. During that interaction, I requested a link to join Andrew so that he could talk his trash and I could talk my trash back, which is one of those unspoken content creator courtesies. It's what CT referenced earlier on, and it's how CT behaved at the beginning of this stream when he invited Andrew to come explain things to him while talking Andrew. It's pretty simple courtesy. It's not even really for the other person, to be completely honest. It's for you, the one doing the talking, so you don't look like a bitch. But regardless, we all do it. CT did it. I do it. And again, Andrew, if I know you're listening, if you care to join the panel and defend your best, you can. But it's one that Andrew did not.
Remember on my stream when Dusty and Andrew came on This is the same day when Sarah and Rob and when everything kind of went down on my stream, when it was just Dusty and Andrew, and I had them both on, and it seemed like Dusty had nothing to say to Andrew. You know, it's funny. Like Dusty talks a big game right here, but then when he has him on, he has nothing to say to the guy. I had to like pretty much like, Dusty, are you sure you got nothing to say? I had to like drag it out of him.
Reciprocate the other night when I was supposed to be the subject matter. During that stream, he did talk some shit during the stream snipe inception, because we were sniping him. Somebody told him, and so he started sniping us, and it was like I said, it was really dumb and gay. But during that event, he was sitting over there saying that we're cowards and won't come face him. While not only was I requesting the link, which I didn't get to join him, he was provided a link to come join us on Sarah's panel. And he was provided a link and an invitation to come join me on my panel if he preferred that to Sarah's.
Yeah, we gave him the link to join our panels where he could get our channel views. Okay, see? We were down to talk to him as long as he did it on our panel. Sarah was down to talk to Andrew on her panel. That way, her channel could get views because Lord knows it needs more views because Andrew, Smoky Man, took that away from her, took money away from her children. It's the least he could have done.
However, any one of these areas wouldn't have none of it. So this is the first time I'm catching up with him since that pussy ass move.
Shameless cloud chaser. Shameless cloud chaser.
I think he adds to the conversation.
You could put me on your
obviously
thumbnail. And shout out to Lee down there, who, if you couldn't hear, that was sticking up for me, saying that he thinks that I add to the conversation, which I do. And then talking about me a whole stream, and then not.
No. Wait. I'm sorry. It's 100. Okay, well then let's get into it, Dusty. 100 to 1. Isn't it true? Isn't it true you do 100?
Let's get into it, Dusty. And so he goes to his really his go-to. So it's his strength. It's his rock. It's his source of confidence when Marte's away. It is, I have bigger numbers than you. Yeah, bro. You got bigger numbers, but I got bigger balls. Oh, buddy.
Don't you do 100 streams for every one I've ever done on you?
No, not even close.
Okay. How many streams?
Meanwhile, he dedicated a straight 5 hours out of the 7-hour stream to Andrew. In this one stream alone, he's already talked more about Andrew than Andrew's talked about him.
Can we count on your channel right now about me? How many?
I have no idea. We'd have to go back.
How many?
I definitely do more streams about him than he does about me.
There you go.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's the nature of this game, right? That's the size difference. That's also because I'm confident on the squares I stand on. I know that what I'm saying is not built on bullshit. And he knows that his is. When he feels confident, he can't fucking wait to get in a debate with people. I've watched him form debates together. He'll get on Twitter, he'll get whatever. If he's comfortable with his position on any topic, he will dig at that person. He cannot wait to get out the gate and demonstrate his intellectual prowess. That's not the experience I'm having with him. Is that the experience I'm having with him is that he wants to talk about me, but not to me. He wants to put my picture in his thumbnail, but not talk to me. He only wants to talk to girls. He only wants to yell at girls. Dude cannot handle having panel verse type.
You guys were both literally on my stream. Andrew was willing to talk to you then. He did. Andrew went on your stream to talk to you. So what is this whole like, oh, he only likes to yell at women? Like what? Either Dusty's revealing something about himself. Maybe Dusty is a trans man or something, you know, or Dusty, you're full of shit.
Type free form debates with men. The debates he does have with men are very much prepped beforehand. He's tested out. He knows exactly what their talking points will be, and he is ready with his. But on the fly, Andrew can't do with a man. Pause. That was sort of sus phrasing, considering who we're talking about. And that's why he wants to have me kicked off. Also,
that's why he wants to have you kicked off. No, it's because you're a troll, Dusty, and you're just doing this for clicks. That's all you're doing, for clout and clicks. That's why he's gotten into a lot of impromptu debates with guys.
So CT did not kick me off when requested. Didn't even acknowledge the comment. So I do appreciate that. And again, that's why once this request was made and ignored, from here on out, we're not going to go a lot longer, but I'm fairly tame after this. And it's out of respect to CT. He ignored the request from his bigger guest. And so I certainly wasn't going to have him regret that decision in that moment.
Hey, how many would you guess?
Let's just say 1,000 of them. I do 1,000 of them for every one of yours.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? Is like, how's that not you shamelessly clout chasing? I just respond once.
Because he wasn't responding. This is me responding to him. I'm chasing him down to go, hey, bro, you wanted to talk about me. Let's talk to me. I don't know how else to say it, but bro, you're trying to get my attention. But then when you get it, you don't want it or something. I don't know. I don't know how to interpret these signals.
I don't know how to interpret these signals.
Is this gay hard to get? Is this some gay hard to get nonsense or what? I don't know, but the point is,
dude, it's so weird. Sarah makes this into sort of like an ex-boyfriend type of situation, and now Dusty is making this into some kind of weird gay relationship. Is this some kind of gay hard to get or something like that? Why does Andrew keep playing with my heart and my feelings like this? Okay, why can't he just be straight up and tell me how he feels? Okay,
is that
what's
in this
with these
dynamic?
people?
I think if anything is the case, he's trying to clout chase me by putting my picture on his thumbnail. Well, you trying to gain? You're trying to use my image to get intrigue going. He knows that I'm interesting. He knows that people like seeing me.
He knows that I'm interesting. He knows that I'm interesting. He knows that I'm cool. He knows that people like me. Why can't he like me? He turns in like Will Smith in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when his dad abandons him again. He goes, why don't he want me, man? I'm totally expecting Dusty to just break out into that speech right now, and then just break out, why doesn't Andrew want me, man?
Even his people, even the most devoted Crucible crew members who hate me, they love to hate me.
Dude, what?
So are you just lying to your audience saying that?
Is this where Sarah gets her coping from? Like, dude, he's starting to sound like Sarah. Those two have been hanging around each other too much. They're starting to sound like, is this the first of the Dusty Cope saga? Is this the first? Do I have to now transition to the Dusty Cope saga? Is this part one?
So that they'd watch. But then you got no intention of interacting with me because you don't have the balls to stand on it. I don't know. I'm forced to speculate.
Once.
What did you respond to?
Okay.
Well, I didn't even bring you up, actually.
He's claiming on a 4.5 hour, I think it was, trash talk stream with my picture on the thumbnail, where we spent 15 minutes or so stream sniping each other, that he didn't bring my name up at all. That's bullshit. You put me in the thumbnail. That's bringing me up. You brought me up. You brought me to the table, and to be like on my channel with my thumbnail, like, it's just fucking stupid. You're not responding to shit. I'm responding to shit. You're out here trying to get intrigue off my name, bitch.
I didn't even bring you up. You just started stream sniping me. I didn't even bring you up. You just started stream sniping me. I wonder fucking why. Actually, I didn't even bring you up. You just started stream sniping me. I didn't even bring you up.
Why was I on the thumbnail? Fucking Dusty can't stop you know,
like you remember when Sarah was like, "What does he want? I don't understand what they want. I don't get it." Like this is exactly how Dusty's. I don't get it. My face was on the thumbnail. I don't understand. What does he want? I don't understand. Thank you very much, How Long Nate, for $5 saying I don't understand how to interpret these mixed signals. Yeah, I know, right? Thank you very much, Nate. Very much appreciated, brother. We got one more to complete that super chat goal, guys.
trying to copy off me. Why are you stream sniping me? I don't know, Andrew.
I don't, because that's what the artist put there.
The artist. Who's the You're not responsible. You're not in charge of your channel.
Oh, yeah. And also, too, Mo Rebuttal. Yeah, he also does the thing where, you know, the progressives, how they pretend not to understand things, therefore making discourse impossible. Yeah, he does that, too, where he'll pretend not to understand stuff, you know? Like when Andrew talks about how, you know, him going to a smaller channel helps that smaller channel out and stuff. They all pretend not to understand that concept, you know?
That thumbnail had been scheduled for at least a day in advance. Who's making the thumbnails over there? And do you have any at no point in the process, Andrew, were you like, oh, I'm not actually going to talk about this? This is complete bullshit from top to bottom. Andrew knew that it was there, and I haven't had time to go back and listen to that stream. I did record it because he takes his streams down because he's a lion bitch. But
is that why?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the motherfucker talks about me in the stream. Guarantee it. And he's just trying to scramble now because he's getting called on a bunch of bullshit. You're doing.
Well, I don't care.
Yeah, no. The part of that talking extravaganza was mostly that section, anyways, mostly about Sarah. It was mostly about Sarah. You know, he only probably had you in the thumbnails because you're so busy white knighting for Sarah all the time.
Yeah, but I didn't actually bring you up. Who cares if you're on the thumbnail? Who cares?
You're just wasting my time. You're just trying to do things to get.
I'm wasting your time.
Content about you.
Hang on. So you had to, you just had to stream snipe the much larger creator who you talk about incessantly almost every stream. Okay, got it, Dusty.
For about half an hour to see if you were going to talk. Yeah, I was checking on a stream that was supposed to be about me. Weird. Talk about the things that you say you're going to talk about, which is me, which is Sarah.
When did I say I was going to talk about you?
When you scheduled a stream with my face in the thumbnail.
When did I say that? It never happened, bro.
It says talking extravaganza, and it's got 6 people. This is the most dishonest form of like 5-year-old. Nuh-uh, I didn't do it. Sort of concept wordplay. There is. This is a grown ass man. You need to stop listening to your sissy hypnotification videos because you're regressing and making these 5-year-old childish ass arguments. I didn't say your name. Yes, you fucking did. Well, on the thumbnail, it's stated that you're going to talk about those people, don't you think?
Well, I don't know. No,
I don't know. Okay.
Did it say that?
Maybe.
Did it say it? Did I actually say it, Dusty? No.
I don't know. Dumb as fuck. Didn't watch the stream. It was boring. I watched a little bit of it. You were saying something about how.
Well, if it's boring,
you were talking about how you were too cowardly.
Listen, hey. Well, no. Hang on.
You make claims.
I claimed Sarah was too cowardly to have a discussion.
Why is it that you only like to fight with girls?
Wait. Do you mean
let's listen to that question again? And I apologize.
Dusty is just so desperate. Why do you always want to fight with girls? Why don't you want to fight with me? It's because Sarah and Andrew are the ones that have the beef.
Apologize for exercising poor mic discipline. I didn't realize our volumes were so imbalanced, but he didn't want my attention. Apparently, is what he's saying now. You were talking about how you were too cowardly.
Listen, hey. Well, no. Hang on.
You make claims.
I claimed Sarah was too cowardly to have a discussion.
Why is it that you only Sarah? You weren't saying that I was. You were saying Sarah was. There's 3 dudes on the other panel stream sniping you. There's me, there was Sasquatch, and there was Sarah. You only want to talk to the girl. You only want to fight the girl, huh? Because you're a sissy. You're a sissy and you like to get in fights with bitches, but you're scared of having to talk to a man.
Dude, you're the one that is sitting here just complaining like, well, I don't understand his mixed signals. He knows I'm cool. He knows that people like me. He knows. Why doesn't he like me, man? Thank you very much, How Long Nate, for another $5. And thank you very much for completing that super chat goal. Burr, burr, burr. I'm surprised he was able to properly pronounce and use the phrase intellectual prowess in a sentence. Yeah, I know, right? That is actually very surprising. Good point, Nate. And thank you very much for completing the Donal goal. I just started a new one, guys. Let's see if we can shatter it a second time.
Even though you want to use my clout on your thumbnails, just like you use my information, my lessons in your arguments.
Lessons.
You keep accusing this dude keeps accusing me of wanting to steal his clout while trying to steal mine.
What?
Girl.
Dude, that's wild.
Wait. Do you mean the person?
Andrew is trying to steal Dusty's clout now? Oh, yeah. His 2,000 subs, his 2.6K subs. Oh, yeah. Andrew really wants a piece of that.
Who's actually involved in this situation? Why would I want to talk to that person and not the person who's not?
I'm involved. We were both as equally involved in your thumbnail, which is why we were sniping that stream. Definitely involved in it. Don't backpedal off.
Situation? Why would I want to talk to that person and not the person who's not?
I'm involved in it. You definitely talked about me. You definitely
only in responses to your dozens and dozens and dozens of videos about
you were given the link to her panel. You still trying to claim that he's just finally responding to all the attention I give him. Nah, you initiated that. We weren't talking about you at all. The wasn't a response to nothing. I'm responding to you here. He's literally projecting. I don't know why somebody with a channel his size would need to try to sneak around and steal the things that he learns from me instead of just being like, yeah, bro, that was really interesting about that induction hypnosis. I didn't know that. I'm going to use it going forward. Oh, good, bro. I don't own information. Or like the inmate roster with the bonds that I developed, and how when you had a falling out with Sarah, you gave her a ransom. You ransomed her, which is very similar to
ransomed her. What? Yeah, I also want Rob's Paddleverse clip too. Seriously, like I wish he would just upload it on YouTube. You know, if make it a fair use, that'd be awesome. Thank you very much. How long for $5? Sasquatch digs around for change in duck in Muskie's prison wallet. Ugh, gross. Thank you very much, though, Nate. Very much appreciated, brother. Hell yeah.
My inmate roster. Another thing that's just stole from me. Came over and said that that you taught me how to grift immediately after using my grift technique for the first time ever. Craziness. You don't have to give me credit for shit. Any people can use what they learn. I've told this to OGW. I've told this to Andrew. I don't mind people. It's actually flattering when people replicate things from me. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. There's a right type of asshole, and there's a wrong type of asshole.
Yeah. In other words, it's only good when I act like an asshole, but it's bad when Andrew does it. Okay. Well, very nice there, Dusty. Very, very, very good, Dusty. Yes, it's only good when you do it.
For instance, Fatty, Team Fatty. Some of you may remember the Wheel of Death or whatever I called it, where I put for $15 or something, you could put the panelist's name on a random wheel and spin it, and then whoever's name it landed on got dropped. Team Fatty really liked that idea. He told me, he said that he was going to steal it. I said, absolutely, it's yours. Take it. And even though I told him,
yeah, Dusty claims he really thinks that he taught Andrew how to grift. He really claims that I taught Andrew how to grift. Like, or I guess Andrew really owes much of his success to Dusty. I guess
didn't have to. He gave me credit on the stream for the idea, and then there he is. No, you didn't forget. You gave me credit, and then at the end of the month, you sent me money for it. You sent me $50 for the idea or something like that. That's above and beyond. Like, you did way more in service of giving people credit for than I. Well, I even told you didn't have to do that much, and you went above and beyond. So, no, I'm not mad at all. I actually have a lot of respect and confidence for you, and would be very comfortable working with you going forward because of things like this, right? You build up a certain type of rapport with people. Fatty has excellent.
Yeah, you know, like we're sitting here saying that Dusty is stealing copyright from Andrew with the cuckable stuff. Maybe actually Andrew owes Dusty copyright. It seems like maybe Dusty's the real Andrew Wilson here, huh?
Rapport with me.
Plot twist.
If Andrew was just a neutral character and he took an idea from me and did give me credit, I don't care. You know, like, who cares? I'm fine with it. I don't need credit from people. But if you're running around acting like you're better than me and I'm a piece of shit, this is what Andrew does. This is what OTW does. While using my ideas and while picking things up from me, now I care. At least have the courtesy. If you're gonna learn it from me, if you're gonna emulate me, if you're gonna be like me, at least have the decency to shut the up and not talk while you're doing it. Not everybody has to be a fatty, right? Fatty operates at above what my expectations would be for somebody. My expectation is, if you're going to emulate me, don't do it while talking to my face. And since it's relevant,
these bitches fucking lie a lot, especially about what they look like, and men don't.
Sorry, I got trains going by, and I got the shorts format.
I guess it's not easy living in the homeless encampment, huh? The train's always going by. I'm just gonna skip over this a little bit. I wonder if Dusty just really feels like butthurt, like, oh, Andrew thinks he's better than me. Is this what it's all about? It just seems like Dusty, like, it's funny because he'll talk shit about like Rob, like, oh, Rob, he just gets butthurt really easily and he gets really easily offended. But it seems like Dusty gets really easily offended. Like, he was pissed off at Rob because Rob, remember, like owned him in a debate, and it's like he couldn't get over that, so then he had to like get Rob back and everything. And it seems here, is this what his beef is with Andrew? Like, oh, Andrew thinks I'm a piece of shit. He thinks he's better than me. You know? Like, is this what it all really stems from?
Good Lord. Lord have mercy. We're almost done with this, guys. Didn't show up.
That's because I want to talk. Okay,
okay. Oh, yeah. So he's saying that he didn't want to talk to Sarah, or to me. He wanted to talk to Sarah. But he was given, during the stream sniping back and forth, Andrew was given a link to Sarah's. He ignored it. He didn't join.
Yeah, again, like, oh, I like how Sarah was only wanting to talk to Andrew as long as it gave Sarah some clout, you know? As long as it helps Sarah's channel out.
In responses to your dozens and dozens and dozens of videos about
you were given the link to her panel. You didn't show up.
That's because I want to talk to the person involved, not you.
Exactly.
You were provided the link to her panel.
I'm sorry.
While you were sitting there to her panel.
Who's
her
not
panel.
involved.
You were provided the link to her panel.
I'm sorry.
While you were sitting there saying,
why do I need to discuss anything with you again? Person who's not involved? Yeah, you're not involved.
If you want my attention, then don't.
It looks like Mr. E's in there. Next lesson, LOL, LMAO even. Yeah, I know, right? Lessons from Dusty.
Don't run away when you get.
Bro. Nobody gives a shit about Powdered Dusty's attention.
Mr. E, are you here to fall on the sword? Is it part of your job to come over here and say, who makes the thumbnails, Mr. E? Who makes the thumbnails? You damn near rage quit once you noticed I was here.
No. I asked them to remove you, the clout chaser.
Talk to you. Right?
Yes. Correct. That's me literally saying, I don't want any attention from you. I want you to go away from me because you're
if you're putting my image onto your thumbnails, to who's chasing clout here?
Yeah, because when we saw that talking extravaganza, yeah, as soon as I saw, I didn't even realize that was Dusty's face on the thumbnail. But even if I did, I wasn't like, I was like, oh, he's going to talk about Dusty. That's who I really want to see. Yeah, forget about Sarah or Brian Shapiro or Craig or Zer. Yeah, forget about them. Yeah, I'm really here to see him talk about Dusty. Like, out of all those people, you were the least one I was interested about him talking about, because you have nothing to do with any of this. You've inserted yourself into this whole thing.
Shameless clout chaser.
Well, unfortunately,
and to be fair, that's your own. That's from your own admission. Your own admission is you're a shameless clout chaser.
Do you mind if I ask a question?
Please do.
Okay, thank you.
So that's
just
basically the end of it. There wasn't much of interest after this, and he doesn't even stay around that long. So there's that. Let's see. Did we cover everything? We covered the Bambi weirdo hypnosis. We covered where he said I could find the Bambi weirdo hypnosis. We covered, let's see, being on CTs. All right. So yes, are you ready for the lesson, Mr. E?
The lesson.
Or the example, right? Because this isn't anything new. This is actually not going to be an insightful takeaway at all, except for maybe the example. Hopefully, this is the same that your grandma's been telling you since you were a little baby, and that is operate with integrity, especially if you're in a public position. I've been asked several times by people who are considering starting channels. Not that I'm a huge content creator at all by any means, but I've been around a little bit and I've got enough success to support my family off of. And so people will ask me what advice I would give to a new content creator, somebody who's considering starting a channel. And the one thing that I say is always the same primary piece of advice, and that is operate with integrity.
Dude, that's so crazy. If any new streamer is going to Dusty for advice, oh, Dusty, I seen all your successful streams, your 2.6K subscribers. How can I be like you, Dusty? Do you have any advice for me? Like, that's so wild. And this is, by the way, this is the advice he's giving. Operate with integrity. Oh, yeah. You know, we all know Destiny has Destiny. I always naturally just call him Destiny. I'm not even trying to do it. But Dusty, yeah, if you want to talk about integrity, you go to Dusty. We all know that.
And be honest. Because you might be good at bullshitting people in your real life, but bullshitting one person in real life is way different than bullshitting 150 people or 100 people or everybody, right? Because this shit's out there forever, who have a rewind feature. There's 86 people watching now. That's 86 people where anything I could say could trigger that one little memory fire. Boom. And they go, well, that feels out of place. And then they'll go and look for it because the internet is forever. If you're going to do this sort of shit, if you're going to be in front of people, especially if you're going to do the type of content I do, where you're live streaming and ad-libbing completely random, unscripted interactions, right? There's no script here we're following. For most of the stuff. If you're going to do this type of content, you just can't be a liar. You'll get found out immediately. Andrew seems to be dealing with the consequences of not having integrity. And I'm not just talking about what we just went through tonight. Obviously, it's just one example of him saying a bunch of bullshit that was lies, right? Like I copied him on induction hypnosis, right? All this could have been avoided by just avoiding one little lie and just not being a douche, having enough integrity to be like, oh yeah, I did learn that from you. That would have been the fucking end of the thing. Instead, he denied it, tried to take credit for it, to puff himself up and make him look smarter than he was, and that tips off this.
You know, let's say Andrew did take that from Dusty, and Andrew tells him, "Oh yeah, I did get that from you, Dusty. I did." Like, you don't think Dusty would be going around bragging about that everywhere? By the way, Andrew gets his information from me. I taught him that, by the way. And every time Andrew uses that argument in debate, by the way, I taught him that. It was me, Dusty. See, I taught him that. Like, dude, you know that guy would not shut up about it. So even if Andrew did take that from Dusty, he ain't gonna fucking give you credit because you're gonna act like a jackass about it.
Whole series of events where now we're going back and checking the tapes, right? And not only did he trap himself into an unnecessary lie that he got called for, right? He made himself look stupid for no reason. Nobody on earth, whether or not he or I was the original source of that information, that would not have been the deciding factor in anyone's mind of whether or not they like Andrew Wilson or respect him or want to watch him. But since he couldn't control himself, had to take credit for something he doesn't deserve, had to lie, well, he got exposed. And
no, he didn't.
People won't judge you for not being the first person to ever discover something. I mean, I didn't invent that either. I just looked into it in a different place than apparently Andrew did. Right? I found it first. I didn't discover it. But what people will judge you on, and really in an irreversible way, is your honesty and whether or not the words that come out of your mouth should be trusted and relied on. It is not worth the potential upside, the potential benefit of a lie, the benefit of taking credit for something that you don't deserve credit for. That reward is not worth the risk of what will happen if you're found out to be a bullshitter.
Yeah, I know, John Castle. Tweaker prattle, if you will. Tweaker prattle.
In trying to cover up his lies, right? So he says one lie for some dumb reason. In the process of proving that he's lying, I researched one of the things that he referenced, and his lies to cover the lies, the spider web of lies, starts building as the conversation goes forward. And now I'm sitting here looking.
Oh no, we're gonna get Dusty Ludes now. Oh no, and he does have the jacket now too. He has the jacket. Oh no, we can't. Please, Dusty, just don't. All right, don't let yourself get so desperate for Andrew's attention that you post lewds of yourself in the jacket. Please, we do not need that. Okay, we do not.
At sissy hypno because Andrew Wilson said he made a video of it back in the day. So not only did he not walk away looking like he was the source of the overload induction hypnosis information, he sort of snitched on himself in a sus way for watching content that right now, after the series of events that I went through earlier with Marte, with, his whole men are the fairer sex thing, like, I just don't know that I'd want more questionable things out there, like the fact that you even know what that is. I'm supposed to be the degen here. You're supposed to be the good Christian ethicist. But, just like every fucking holier than thou Christian, you got some skeletons in your closet, and it might be, let me rephrase that, not skeletons, just bones.
Yeah, very good, Dusty. That's what skeletons are. They're bones.
But we're Andrew's a great example of why you operate with integrity. Aside from just the interaction that we covered tonight, it appears to me that he and Rachel, because I see her out here leaving comments everywhere and stuff. She's a very active part of his public presentation, which is an asshole, right? But it's the wrong kind of asshole when you actually treat people like shit. When you actually work with somebody like Sarah for a year, and then for some weirdo reason that doesn't make sense to anybody, then you just throw her straight the fuck under the bus. You can't even keep your fucking story straight on her or on what your issue was. And or like with the dude who set this thing up, I don't know who he is, but if you're not gonna be there,
dude, whose cope is more sadder at this point? Like, is it Sarah's or his? Like, he's catching up there. Like, he's quickly getting to Sarah levels of copium here.
If you're gonna be late, why not just tell the dude
and
that
delusion
that something came up, apologize, whatever. It sounds like the guy who scheduled this thing on Chaotic Truth's channel with you, like he was a good dude. Everybody likes him. Seems like he bullied a community member who might have more friends than you anticipated. There's no reason to treat somebody in a degrading way, like who has done nothing but be kind to you. To string some motherfucker along for 3 hours. For 3 hours to just show up there with your cam off and then immediately tell him that he's dumb as rocks. What is that even?
What is?
Because you can be provocative. There is definitely a way to be a provocative douchebag in these YouTube streets and make it work for you. But you're gonna have you can't actually be a piece of shit and have it be sustainable. It might get you attention at first. It does. It obviously has. He seems to have popped on the scene in a big loud way. So hate baiting people will get you noticed, but then what? Andrew's not really. My understanding is that he's not on the Whatever podcast anymore.
So yeah, now they bring up how he's not part of Word War debate. He's not going to be part of the Word War debate event coming up, and something about not being a part of the Whatever podcast anymore. Like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about there. I don't know if someone brought that up in the chat or something like that. But he's not on bad terms with Brian or Word War debates. But he's going to use this as like, oh, see, look how they tried to do it with Rob. Like, remember with Rob, like how, Sarah got fired because of Rob. And then the moderator on Modern Day Debates got fired and stuff, and because of Rob. And so they're like, oh, look, Rob, he's a troublemaker. So now they're going with the cope of, oh, look, Andrew, he doesn't work well with others.
I don't know why, but I can speculate. I know for a fact he's not involved at all with Word War debates. I don't know why, but I can speculate. I know because I'm friends with Sarah that that he would request she schedule debates for him. And I also know that lots of the people that he wanted to debate would not debate him. And it's not because of his superior intellect. It's because he's a fucking douche. He's a douche performatively on camera, and he's a douche behind the scenes privately. The right kind of asshole can be a dick, but I guess I don't even actually know how to explain the balance properly. There's just unnecessarily douchebaggishness, though. You don't need to shit on somebody for somebody to wait 3 hours for you while you do them the dishonor of telling them to hold on for 3 fucking hours and then to just show up and insult them is wild. To do a stream attacking smaller channels, like I want the smoke. You can come with me, but you won't. But to attack somebody who's been in your corner, like Sarah, and then to say that she's a prostitute, for instance, which is a claim that was made, is fucking nuts.
Yeah, I like how he leaves out the part though where Sarah accused him of attacking her children though. Like Sarah pretty much is putting that on Andrew, like, oh, you're taking money away from my children, Andrew. You know that I need that money for my children. You know it. And so she accused him of attacking her children and stuff like that, going after her kids, from denying her working with him. And so I like how he leaves that out and he just leaves in the whole prostitution part.
Chaotic Truth allowed his channel to be used for that discussion with Andrew. And even he walked away from that deal upset with it. I mean, it's just there's a pattern I'm noticing here, which is people who try to work cooperatively with Andrew, they don't seem to walk away from those deals feeling good about it and wanting to do more with them. If you isolate yourself, you cut yourself off from opportunities. It's just the most self-destructive, short-sighted. It's like white trash got popular too fast and found themselves, interacting in a way that their behavior had not kept pace with their income.
This is where he calls them see how he called them white trash. So now Dusty, who refers to himself as the homeless encampment, okay, that's Dusty's words. That's how he refers to himself in the panel verse. And now he's calling, well, Andrews is basically white trash who got rich too fast,
And if you don't learn what I'm teaching you now, right now, Andrew and Rachel, you're gonna find yourself back in the trailer park. Oh yeah, Tim Pool. Why is it that anytime Andrew or Rachel that they're on Timcast, he's not there?
All right, so I'm gonna look this up real fast because he always makes this claim, like, oh, they're not there, and I'm like, dude, didn't they do the whole like Tim Pool and Andrew Wilson rights thing? And then he was just there recently. And wasn't Tim Pool on there? Okay, so on this last one, yeah, I don't see Tim on there. On this last one, I don't see him on there. Okay, and this one too, I don't see him on there either. Or is this the same one? I think this is the same one. But he's trying to imply that, like, oh, Tim Pool and him have beef. As far as I think Andrew's talked about it, him and Tim Pool are fine. Like, there's nothing wrong between him and Tim Pool. And I don't know why Tim Pool's there. It could be scheduling, but why would, like, if Tim Pool had Andrew beef, like with Andrew, why would he invite him back on at all? Why would he even bother having him back on if he doesn't like Andrew so much? That doesn't make any sense. Well, he just, oh, I hate Andrew, but I'm going to have him on my show, but I'm just not going to be there. That doesn't make any sense. That's like if I invited someone to my house who I really hated. I invited him. I'm like, yeah, come down to my house. And then I'm like, oh, but I fucking hate this guy, so I'm going to bounce for a few hours. Like, that wouldn't make any sense. So I don't know what he's trying to get out here. Navy Baby Breed for $2 wants him at the trailer park with the Panelverse. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much, Navy Baby Breed. Very much appreciated. I don't know how anybody could call himself a man then come on here and complain like a bitch. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, as far as I know, just the last appearance, Tim Pool wasn't on there, but he's trying to make it sound like it's a regular thing. As far as I know, it's not.
He has somebody else host. Like, the amount of people, and not just us little Panelverse people, the amount of motherfuckers who actually have influence that will not fuck with Andrew is massive and growing. And that's why you don't be a douche. That's why you have integrity. All right. I've been ignoring the chat for a while. Where are we at?
You're supposed to go on Tim Pool. Marte, that's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. That's going to be freaking awesome. And yeah, you better believe Dusty's going to be coping big time.
Tim stated he's not a fan of Mr. Wilson on air. There you go. Tim Pool told Andrew he doesn't think he's a true Christian. You think Pool's views have changed? Con eats, bro. I don't know what that means. I don't like the real, not real Christian argument. I think that's. I mean, I'd agree. I don't think Andrew believes it, but who knows?
Yeah, that's the thing, Achilles. Like that's his whole lesson here. That he wants to teach Andrew Wilson about having integrity. This is the big point of his lesson. Dusty's trying to teach Andrew how not to be a piece of shit. Thank you very much, How Long Nate, for $5. Tim Pool has very publicly stated he is not on camera much because of security concerns. Oh, okay, well then there you go. Yeah, see, because it doesn't make any sense to have if you hate someone so much, but then you have them on your show. That doesn't make any sense. So again, if you have anyone with working brain cells could put that together and be like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But we're dealing with Dusty here, and Dusty is clearly trying to create this narrative like, oh, Andrew doesn't get along with anybody. Thank you very much, Nate, for the $5, by the way. Very much appreciated.
I'm not a Christian either, so I don't hold that as the standard of behavior. Joe, good to see you. Beth, good to see you. What's up, Jay Farley? Jason Reeves, there's a reason old money like me has nothing to do with new money like Andrew. They give people with money a bad name. Absolutely. And you can see it all over. New money, new fame, new power. All that shit's new to him, and he's using it terribly.
He's using it terribly.
A belief that I hold. I don't know if I've ever said it live, but I do believe that if you want to find the most cruel person on earth, find an ugly chick who got hot. That's a person with a serious grudge against the world, and they're going to exploit their new asset to prove a point.
Talking about who's he talking about? What's he talking about there? Yeah, that's not necessarily the case. There could be unattractive people that later on become attractive, but they're actually humble inside because they still remember what it's like to be unattractive. So yeah, sometimes when that happens, it could actually make them humble. Doesn't make them just this. I don't know what the hell Dusty's talking about. He just thinks all people who are unattractive that become attractive, they just all have an axe to grind against the world for treating them like shit because they were unattractive. It's just this more Dusty projection. Like, see, this is the way this guy thinks. This guy thinks in the worst possible way about everybody. No wonder he's so determined to try to bring people like Andrew and Rob and Marte down and stuff, because he thinks they're all lying, gay pieces of shit, and he wants to try to expose them. Because he can't fathom, like, there's ain't no way these people don't have some good intentions. That just doesn't happen. They all have to be scumbags like me.
I get it, Jason. I get it. I suspect that this is part of the reason why I've been able, even though I engage in all sorts of bullshit and antics, I've been able to attract and retain some old money viewers.
Yeah, no, that's a good point too. Make Australia great again. As if Dusty would use money, power, and fame the right way, he is the last person to give it. Nice. Yeah, I was thinking about that too as I was listening to this. It's like, oh yeah, so I'm so sure if Dusty and Andrew were to switch positions in terms of money and fame, if they were to switch positions, oh yeah, you really think Dusty would handle that better? Do you think Dusty, if he was in Andrew's situation, would go on people with less subs than him, like smaller channels, his channel? Like, you think he would do that? No, I don't think so. Do you think he would donate a lot of his money to the less fortunate and stuff? Like, no, I don't think so. I don't think he would do half of the stuff that Andrew does. I don't think so. But we're all supposed to assume that no, if Dusty really had this money and this power, he would use it correctly. Like, we all know that that's not true.
Supporters is because I know how to act. They're the Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah, they are. Exactly, they are. And
Beverly Hillbillies.
And they're just completely full of shit. Like, for Rachel Wilson, who is a previous firearms instructor, I'm not gonna, the sniz thing, I'll leave that alone, even though she is so involved in this stuff that she doesn't really count as talking about my family anymore. I'll leave that out of it. But firearms instructor, active participant in Andrew's, social media career. Wrote a book. Was something to do with CrossFit. It was like a CrossFit instructor or something. Like, this is an empowered ass woman to be out here talking about how feminism is bad. It's crazy. Like, the lack of at best, it's a lack of self-awareness.
So that's the other cope that they always say Rachel's actually a feminist and that she's speaking out against feminists. Meanwhile, like, again, she could be actually out more. Like, she could probably be out more being a girl boss and debating more. Like, she doesn't really debate a lot, like she'll debate here and there, but she doesn't really do it too much, and that's because she actually prioritizes her home and her family and her husband over like her own personal career, like and also, she never said that women weren't allowed to do anything. Again, this is coming from this stupid lefty framing that, without feminism, women would just be locked in cages with no rights. And, we would have to pretty much tell them how to do everything and give them permission to do everything, which is really not the case. So, of course, Dusty and all these other lefties, they see Rachel and they're like, oh, but look, you're a feminist. Look, you wrote a book. Oh, look, you do debates. Oh, look, you're online. And it's like, well, no, the thing is that women did have jobs back then. They did, do these type of things back then too. But when you've grown up with this conditioning thinking, oh, without feminism, women would just be locked in cages, chained to the stove. Then, yeah, you're going to think, oh, Rachel's a feminist.
Like, you are a feminist woman. But, yeah. Where did Mr. E go? I don't know. He's still around, I'm sure. Mr. E, are you still around? You want to jump up and you got any thoughts you want to get? I'm going to open the panel in a bit, but Mr. E, you got any thoughts? Andrew, you going to come crawling out of the bushes? Out from under the car on blocks in the trailer park that is your existence and perspective.
So, yeah. And now Andrew lived in the mansion and Dusty's homeless encampment was next to them causing trouble. Now all of a sudden Andrew now lives in the trailer park. Okay. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, that's a good point too, Scott. As soon as Andrew heard Abe was without power, Andrew came to EOD fundraising for Abe and gave $2,000 for Abe to replace his generator. Yeah, no, exactly. When has Dusty done that? When has Dusty ever done that? But yet he wants to sit here and try to lecture Andrew on how to be a good person with integrity. It's like the funniest thing I've ever heard. Seriously. That's why I had to cover this. That's why I had to cover this, because I'm like, dude, this is like the wildest that I've like heard in a long time. And again, we're almost 2 hours into this. There's 4 hours left to go, and I think 3 more of these hours is still coping over Andrew. I don't even think I'm going to be able to cover it today, guys. I think we might have to have a continuation of this tomorrow.
Active on life. CT, got any thoughts? Since I do appreciate the interaction. We need to get Gay Dyer to debate Ben. Gay Dyer is even more of a dishonest, disingenuous debate coward than Andrew. Andrew won't take debates unless he's done enough research and is like on his opponent and their points, and he won't accept a debate formally unless he's got that thing mapped out and is pretty damn confident he's going to win. But if he finds himself in a situation that he didn't predict, Andrew will at least have the tenacity to try to scrap in real time, like we saw earlier. That's what he was trying to do. He wasn't good at it. He fucked up, but Jay won't even do that. If Jay finds himself in a bad situation, he'll fucking run away and be on the spot. Now Andrew did kind of end up running away pretty soon after, but
from what I've seen, it's usually when Jay like just learns that the other person's an idiot, You know, like the Misfit Patriot stuff with the apostles went to college. And he's like, dude, you don't even know what the you're talking about. Like, this is a waste of my time. Yet you really think Jay Dyer left the debate with Misfit Patriot because he was afraid Misfit Patriot was going to dominate him? The apostles went to college? Like, no. It's because he knew it was going to be a waste of his time. So that's why, from my experience, experience watching Jay Dyer debates, that's why he is like left. It's not because, sorry, I got distracted because it does look like Dusty's wearing eyeliner. People have made jokes like it looks like he's wearing eyeliner, but now that I'm looking at it, it's like he totally looks like he's wearing eyeliner. Anyway, yeah, it's not because Jay Dyer's afraid.
Good point. It is kind of redundant in a way. Except it's not, right? A Dusty is, anyways, Ben understands African American culture and what Dusty means and how a powdered one is a white one. Oh, and he won't take the positive position in any debates. That is correct. He won't. And actually, his debate approach is actually pretty basic, and it is just ask and undermine. Well, hold on. What do you mean by what about hold on, we're doing an internal critique. It's just ask until you've asked enough questions that finally the person's like, why do I think that the means the? I don't know. All right. Like it gets to such a stupid fucking level that people just glitch.
No, it's because, yeah, people do glitch out. That's because, like, these people he debates never thought about their worldview before at all. So, yeah, they glitch out midway because he never thought about this stuff. They'll sit here and be like, oh, I believe this, you know. They'll be like, oh, yeah, I think the color red is bad. I hate the color red. I think we should ban the color red. Do you like the color red? And then Andrew will just point out, oh, okay, well, do you think stop signs are bad? Do you think traffic lights are bad? And then they'll be like, well, no, I think those are a good thing, but, and then they glitch out because he never actually thought about their point of view before. Anyway, there is, like I said, there's much more to this. I think I'm going to save, because I'm running out of time. I think I'm going to save the other part till tomorrow. The other part is where he talks about where Andrew joins the panel to defend himself over leaving that interview with that Rush guy. And so, of course, Dusty bitches about that. So tune back in for the second part of the Dusty Cope saga. And by the way, if you like content like this, make sure you click on one of the videos on the screen.